VCR library. After that, I did SIM cards. I used to buy books from Atalewala and sell it to second-hand book market to buy fishes for my aquarium. So after that, when I went to college, during my college days, mobiles were getting introduced. So I thought that's a good market for me to penetrate. So what I did is I basically got in touch with somebody in Idea team and did some jugaad there and sold off Idea SIM cards to my all the fellow classmates that time. So that's again something that I did. After that, I had set up a tire tube shop in Indore, in one of the most competitive market in central India, which is Gwaltoli. So if you're aware of Indore or market, how does that work? So Gwaltoli being the highest competitive market when it comes to tires and tube business. So we have set up a shop there. Then eventually I went to Infosys. I worked there for 2 years. Had roadside pani puri, fallen ill, so thought of creating a brand around pani puri, and thus born the brand Chatter Patter. So now Chatter Patter has created world's first pani puri brand, and in the journey of Chatter Patter, we have won a lot of accolades also. CNBC gave us Masterpreneur of the Year award. We have won multiple Entrepreneurs of the Year award. Harvard University, Princeton University published a case study on us. In fact, one of our case studies are being published in MDI Gurgaon. So they are being studied in MDI Gurgaon also. So while building Chatter Patter, we've realized one thing, that Pani Puri is one good problem to solve. But apart from Indian street food, there are other food businesses also which requires our attention. So we started building on that. So since we had a good, a sort of exposure and the systems that were already set in the business. So we thought of, why don't we scale other food businesses also? So we eventually gotten ourselves into 30 different food concepts. And as we speak, we are live in 4 countries. We have around 350 outlets in India and close to 1,000 cloud kitchens which are running and operational in India. So I believe that I have that authority to talk about food business. That is for sure.
Absolutely, very impressive. Go ahead, yeah.
So just to set the ground first, how many of you are actually interested in getting into food business? I mean, that's the first question that I would ask. Maybe Hitesh, can we create a poll or something, or maybe?
I mean, I don't know how to create a poll, but yeah, but people can just put in the chat if you are interested in a food business, or if you have done, or you intend to start. Just put yes.
What exactly are you looking from this meeting?
Yeah, just as you type what you are expecting to learn today, right? So that he channelizes his. So Darshan is interested, Sanket is interested, Priya is interested. So 3, Mehak, 4 are interested. Anything specific? I'm interested, looking to open a franchisee based. Kavita is interested, outlet in Bangalore. Piyush is interested. Yeah.
That's good to hear. So I'll try and tell you the basic steps first, so that we can set up the ground level. So I would want to. So I would imagine that you're novice in the business and you want to learn everything from the ground up. So we'll try and focus and we'll try and talk in this manner only. So the first thing that you should be very, very concerned and focused about is creating the concept which exactly you want to build the concept for. So, for example, if you're looking to get into, let's say, a chai business, or let's say a Thai business, or for example, if you're like so I'm more of you are Jains, right? So if at all you want to create a food outlet which targets only the Jain communities, or the food which is Jain or no onion and no garlic sort of food. So now you've created a concept. So the first thing, that's the base of all the food businesses that you would ever want to do, would be creating the base of the concept that you would want to build. So that would include the kind of target audience you would have, the kind of price point you would have, the kind of concepts do you want to do, then the kind of investment you would want to do. So this all comprises of the concept creation. So now the first step is concept creation. Concept creation is sort of easy, but it's not that simple, because it requires a lot of time, efforts, and energy into it, because you need to think through that what exactly are you bringing to the table, how are you different from the rest of the group, and how are you different from the rest of the market that is already there in the market, right? So the first thing that is utmost important is creating that concept. Now, once you have decided on the kind of concept that you would want to do, so for the example, we'll try and focus on Jain food business. So now let's call it a Jainam restaurant, right? So let's say the name of the restaurant becomes Jainam. Now we'll only target. So we'll only talk about Jainam as an example, so that we'll try and figure out all these possibilities and all the steps which needs to be taken to create a food brand around Jainam. So the first thing that you need to do is, first of all, since you've created on the concept, now the second thing is start thinking on the name. So for example, for this purpose, for the example purposes, we've decided that it will be called Janam. But I would really want you to give a very, 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 very deep thought when it comes to naming of your businesses. Because name is one thing which differentiates you from rest of the world. So, for example, the name that we gave for our Indian street food brand was Chatter Putter, right? So, Chatter Putter sunte se samajh mein aata hai, it has something to do with desi food. Then we have a brand in shakes that's called Shake Chili. So now shake and chili food that goes around. So now we have named it Shake Chili. We have a premium chai brand called Panchayat. So it has got Pan means fun, Chai means chai, and Yat means Jahan. So Panchayat is group of people talking to each other also and having fun around it. Also, Panchayat would mean a place wherein you can have chai and fun. So that's the name that we had given to it. Then we have a low-end chai brand also. That's called Bakati. So Bakati is more of a local lingo. Bakati also has a word tea in that, right? So we make sure that all the brand names that we put in, we make sure that all the brands that we are creating, the story has to be very solid. The story, if there's no story behind the brand name that you're creating, everything will go for a toss. So you've got to have that strong connect between the concept of the restaurant that you're trying to create and the name of the concept that you want to create, right? So now the second step would become naming the brand. So you need to make sure that this is not, pronounced differently. So you don't want to call it. So for example, a classic example is Zomato and Zomato, or maybe, Louis Vuitton or Louis Vuitton or whatever, right? So you don't want to have different pronunciation when naming the brand. The spelling has to be simple. It has to be one or two syllable only. It cannot have more than couple of syllables. This is my checklist when I try and name any brand. So second becomes naming of the brand. Third is protecting your rights. So now protecting your rights would mean जैसे ही आपने नाम सोचा है, you'd want to protect it through your IP rights. So trademark, if at all is there, the logo needs to be trademarked, the branding needs to be trademarked, so that nobody can copy what you have created. So for example, अगर मैंने नाम चटर पटर register नहीं कराया है, so anybody can copy that name and try and replicate me. So that does not make any sense. And since I have not registered it, and agar wo he becomes the first one to register that brand, so he would eventually own that brand, and the brand that you have created will go for a toss. So you want to make sure that all the trademarks and everything is in place. Now you're legally solid now. Now the fourth step would become selecting the location for the food business. Now, if I have to tell you that, I don't know how much emphasis I can put it here, but trust me when I say this, after 15 years spending in the food business, I'm pretty sure that location is of utmost important. It does not matter if you're paying 1.3 times the basic rent which is available there, or you're paying more. It does not matter, but you got to be 100% sure about your location. If your location is a mediocre, even if your fantastic concepts will not work. So you got to have a very strong presence in the market. You got to have very strong locations whenever you're planning to get into food business. So अगर location आपकी अच्छी नहीं है, तो सारा का सारा business आपका धरा का धरा रह जाएगा, no matter the kind of efforts you would put, the branding you would put, the taste of the product, the price range of the product, everything will go for a toss. Now, how to choose that location? So when I say that it is important to choose the right location, it's again a very important question, that how to choose that particular location. So while choosing the location, you got to have a couple of angles pretty sorted when it comes to choosing the location. The number one would be, is it matching my target audience? Now, since you have created your concept page earlier, you would know that what kind of target audience that you would be expecting, the kind of price point, the kind of gender, the kind of food that you are serving. So, for example, I'm doing Jainam food, so I would want to have a restaurant in the area which is Jain dominant area, right? So where we have multiple journeys in and around that area, so that my online deliveries will not suffer, my deliveries will not suffer, my takeaways don't suffer, my dining does not suffer, right? Then the price point also becomes an important area. So I don't know that if all you're targeting the premium batch of your customer, then you got to have a very premium location with a premium interiors. You want to target a low end of the customer, then you got to location and everything is important, but you can definitely play around with the interiors of the sorry. You can pretty much around. I don't. I'm visible, right? Okay. So you don't want to mess around the, you can play around with the interiors if at all you're planning for a low end of the customer. So that's again very important point that needs to be taken care of. अब मैं यहाँ पे एक बहुत ही बेसिक लाइन बोलने की कोशिश करने वाला हूँ और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि anybody is excited or interested in getting into food business would connect me here. Whenever we talk, हम जब भी हम बात करते हैं आपस में अपने फ्रेंड से, अपने कलीग से तो हम बात करते हैं यार यहाँ की चाय अच्छी नहीं है, लेट्स ओपन अ चाय शॉप. यहाँ का फूड अच्छा नहीं है, लेट्स ओपन अ फूड शॉप. यहाँ का बर्गर अच्छा नहीं है, लेट्स ओपन अ फूड बर्गर शॉप. हमारे शहर में अच्छा पिज्जा, लेट्स ओपन अ पिज्जा शॉप. How would you open a pizza shop? So the first concept, how would you open a, for example, Janam shop? So the first thing that you would talk about is हम लोग सबसे अच्छा खाना सबसे कम दाम पे सबसे हाइजीनिक तरीके से सर्व करने वाले हैं. I have never met a person in my entire life who does not say this thing. हर व्यक्ति जिसको भी रेस्टोरेंट ओपन करना है, he would say the exact same line. सबसे अच्छा खाना सबसे कम दामों पे सबसे हाइजीनिक तरीके से सर्व करना है. लेकिन इवेंचुअली क्या होता है, वो जब when they get into actual business, everything goes for a toss because they are setting up the business from the wrong tonality. The tonality of the business not be your price point, your just being clean about it and tastier food. This is not the tonality that you want to set with your brand, right? Your brand need to speak some stories about it. So, for example, when it comes to, let's say, chatter putter, so we say we'll be revolutionizing the entire Indian street food, and we would standardize hawker style Indian street food. Now, standardizing hawker style Indian street food was the story or is the story, and not the price point, and not the hygiene factor only, or not the सबसे अच्छा खाना और सबसे वो everything will So there are three types of locations, or maybe three things that you should always try and remember. So one was island location, like I was mentioning it to you. Island location is something which is, so for example, you have a very prime location which is A road, and you have a location which is A plus, which is roughly 500 meters from that A location, right? तो जनरली क्या होता है, जो फर्स्ट टाइम एंटरप्रेन्योर्स होते हैं, दे वुड थिंक दैट 500 मीटर ही तो दूर है, सो लेट अस सेट अप अ शॉप देयर. बट वो 500 मीटर की दूरी चांद बराबर की दूरी हो जाती है व्हेन आपको कस्टमर्स को आपके डोर स्टेप तक लेके आना होता है. तो योर एंटायर फोकस विल नॉट बी अबाउट सर्विसेज नाउ, योर फोकस विल नॉट बी ऑन द फूड प्रोडक्ट. आपका सिर्फ फोकस एक चीज पे हो जाएगा, टू गेट द कस्टमर इनसाइड द शॉप, बिकॉज पीपल आर ऑलरेडी इन एंड अराउंड ए रोड. It will be very difficult for you all to bring them to A plus location. So that's a very difficult thing to do that. You should not be doing that thing. So island location आपको बिल्कुल भी नहीं करना चाहिए. The other type of location is a wrong side location. Now, what is a wrong side location? For example, if you're setting up an evening shop, or maybe a business which runs fantastic in the evening hour, and you have a location, and there are two parallel roads which are going. So there's a right side road and there's a left side road, right? So if at all you have to go from point A to point B, and all the office goers are traveling from point A to point B, and if your location is on the road of is on the opposite side of the road, which is basically from B to A. So now people will not take hassle and take a U-turn and come back to your store, because you are not visible then, because they don't want to get into traffic again. They don't want to get into wrong side of the road again, and just to have food at your store or your location. So you should definitely avoid a wrong side location also. And the third type of location which we generally should avoid, or should not take, or should not even discuss, is a backline road. So backlane road is something which is similar to an island location, but backlane is the second or the third lane from the main road. It is not that far away, but still it is difficult to get people inside that lane. So generally, while we are looking for the location, while selection of the location becomes easy and we feel that we're saving on rentals, but eventually that's not saving, that's the dead investment that you're making. So you should definitely not get into a wrong location, wrong side location, island location and a backline location. That's a complete no, no, no. So now, depending on the kind of target audience you have, depending on the kind of concept you have and the kind of locations that you need. So I'm assuming that now your location is ready. Now, the second mistake or the third mistake that every entrepreneur or first time entrepreneur would do is they would put in a lot of time, money, energy, efforts in designing the store and not in the kitchen part of it. Understand, guys, that kitchen is the heart of the restaurant business. If at all you start with a basic kitchen with not proper equipments and not with the right kind of set of the equipments which are required, but you have put in fantastic zoomer on in the front of the house, it's not going to make any difference. जब तक आपकी दुकान चमक रही है, आपका किचन भी चमकना चाहिए. इट इज एज सिंपल एज दैट. आपका किचन चमकदार है, बाहर का दुकान थोड़ा सा कमजोर है, दुकान आपका चल जाएगा. अगर आपका दुकान चमक रहा है और किचन नहीं चमक रहा है, तो देर आर वेरी गुड चांसेस दैट यू वुड फेल, because eventually kitchen is the heart of the business. It is going to pump the food out. If you have invested, generally first time entrepreneur, बढ़िया सेल्फी पॉइंट होना चाहिए, कुर्सी अच्छा होना चाहिए, लाइटिंग अच्छा होना चाहिए, म्यूजिक अच्छा होना चाहिए. किचन, हाँ, वो मेरा एक फ्रेंड है, वो जुगाड़ में करा देगा, सेकेंड हैंड मुझे मिल जाएगा, और वहां पे मेरा एक फ्रेंड है, वो मुझे ऐसा करा देगा, वैसा करा देगा. यहाँ पे we make a fantastic classic mistake, not fantastic mistake. This is a classic mistake every entrepreneur would do. I'll not point it out to you guys only, but generally this is a mistake that every first time entrepreneur would eventually get into, that not having the right kind of equipments, right kind of setup which is required to scale any food business or the brand that you are looking to set it up. पिंटरेस्ट आ चुका है, गूगल आ चुका है, यूट्यूब पे वीडियोस देख लिए हैं, इंस्टाग्राम पे तमाम सारी चीजें देख ली है मैंने. सो आई डोंट रिक्वायर एन इंटीरियर डिजाइनर नाउ, सिंस आई एम फॉलोइंग मल्टीपल फूड ब्लॉगर्स. So I don't require a chef now. I can create my own menu. I can create my own themes. I can create my own interiors. This is again a classic mistake that everybody would do. So now the next step would be hire the right team and start creating a team around the businesses that is of utmost important. I have made these mistakes earlier in my life, but after spending these many years, I've realized one thing, that if at all you don't have a good team, a sound team, you'll not be able to succeed. Team would mean right man for the right job. So अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि इंटीरियर में कोई व्यक्ति चाहिए, तो all the decision has to be taken by that guy only, period. आपको उसको दिमाग नहीं देने की जरूरत है कि इसको ऐसा कर सकते हैं. Obviously you can have suggestions that I would want to go with this kind of theme. Can we incorporate, let's say I want to have a green theme, and I want to have a landscaping inside the cafe, or can we do this, can we do that? Obviously you can definitely provide them with suggestions, but I would definitely recommend you not to have any sort of interference in his work, because he knows his business better than we know his business, right? So you should not be getting into it. Then menu engineering. So now there's a whole new process that goes into menu engineering. So there are 4 different types of food products. So it is not that easy कि चाय रख लेते हैं, समोसा रख लेते हैं, पाव रख लेते हैं. यहाँ पे चाय बहुत बिकता है, समोसा ज्यादा बिकता है, यहाँ पे ये रख लेते हैं, वहाँ पे वो रख लेते हैं. This is not how you should be setting up your menu. Menu requires a lot of engineering. कौन सा आइटम कहाँ पे लिखना चाहिए जिससे उसका सेल बढ़ सकता है. What is the path of your eyes when you see the menu? What should be the color combination? What should be the price point? What should be, how to highlight the products that you want to sell it more? This is a part of menu engineering. But if at all you guys are interested in menu engineering, you should definitely watch a couple of videos on YouTube around menu engineering also, because this is of utmost important. Without menu engineering, I would not recommend you to set up any food business. Then the next step would be having a lot of food items while starting up. तो हम इसमें डोसा भी रखेंगे, चाइनीज भी रखेंगे, वड़ा पाव भी रख देंगे, छोले भटूरे भी रखेंगे, सैंडविचेस भी रख लेंगे, पाव भाजी भी रखते हैं, मोमोज भी चलता है. उस दिन वो पूछ रहा था कि आपके पास मोमोज के पराठे हैं क्या. सो विल ट्राई एंड डू मोमोज का पराठा ऑल्सो, एंड मोमोज का आइसक्रीम भी बना सकते हैं क्या. सो नाउ आई हैव 500 odd items. Now imagine a classic situation. आप आपके फैमिली के साथ या फ्रेंड्स के साथ आप किसी रेस्टोरेंट में गए हैं, and he has around 500 menu items, what is it that you would do? आप लोग बोलेंगे कि probably you would scroll down couple of products और उसके बाद आप बोलेंगे यार आप ही बता दो क्या अच्छा है वो लगा दो, because nobody has time to go through all these menu items, right? So you got to have a very crisp menu with a similar SKU. So for example, अगर आप फास्ट फूड बिजनेस स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं तो आपने लेट्स से आपने पटेटोज के साथ आपने मैश पटेटो करके उसके अंदर मसाला डाल के यू हैव क्रिएटेड अ सैंडविच, राइट? सो लेट्स कॉल इट अ आलू मसाला सैंडविच. Now what you can do is you can do an aloo masala sandwich, and the same stuffing of aloo can go into another product also, and then maybe you can make balls of it and then maybe fry it in besan and call it an aloo vada also. So similar, same product range or same SKU, if at all you are able to create multiple menu items through that, you have a fantastic wastage control also. If at all you have tens and hundreds of menu items, आपका wastage में ही सारा दिमाग चला जाएगा और आपका कभी भी ध्यान इस चीज पे नहीं रहेगा कि हम लोग कंट्रोल कैसे कर पाए, क्योंकि यू हैव गॉट अ ह्यूज वैरायटी ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स. सो सांबार बनाना है तो मुझे डोसा भी बनाना है, तो मुझे वड़ा भी बनाना है, तो मुझे पिज्जा बेस भी ला के रखना है, तो मुझे कुछ और भी करना है, तो मुझे बिरयानी के लिए हाफ डन राइस भी करके रखना है. नाउ यू आर रनिंग एवरीवेयर बट नॉट रीचिंग एनीवेयर. So this is again classic mistake that you should be avoiding. So menu engineering, limiting the menu of items that you would want to do, and then now comes the branding and the marketing part of it. ब्रांडिंग में बोला जाता है लेस इज मोर. सो द लेस यू टॉक अबाउट द फूड. तो जनरली अगर आपने ढाबों पे या कोई रन डाउन स्टोर पे आपने देखा होगा, सो दे टॉक अबाउट छोले भटूरे ले लो, पाव भाजी ले लो, फलाना ले लो, ढिकाना ले लो. बट जो स्टोरी टेलर्स होते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोका कोला या ओपन हैप्पीनेस बोलता है कोका कोला, या फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैकडोनल्ड, सो दे टॉक अबाउट आई एम लविंग इट. सो दे डोंट टॉक अबाउट they have the best of the best burgers. So classic example is iPhone. So iPhone 15 का अगर if you have seen the advertisement, it simply says from the universe to your hand, and उसके बाद आता है iPhone 15 logo. That's it. It's not saying कि हमारा ये फोन है, ये कलर है, ये कैमरा है, this that. It is very imperative कि आपने छोला भटूरा अगर आपके मेन्यू में रखा है तो आप बोलोगे ही कि अच्छा है. अगर आपका आपने अगर पिज्जा का स्टोर ओपन करा है तो दिस इज वेरी दिस इज प्रीटी मच द कॉमन सेंस दैट आप पिज्जा रखेंगे ही रखेंगे. बट अगर पिज्जा की स्टोरी ये है कि बाय माय पिज्जा बिकॉज इट इज चीपर और it is tastier. Domino's is covering probably 67% of the market today, and their tagline is 30 minutes नहीं तो free. So they are not targeting कि हमारा पिज्जा ज्यादा टेस्टी है और ये है या वो है. What they have started off with 30 minutes of free. So they are focusing on deliveries, not on the food only. So you have to create stories around your branding material also. So branding is very important, and then comes the marketing part of it. So marketing does not start after the store gets open. Marketing starts when you have already conceived the idea of opening a store and you have zeroed on the location. जैसे ही आपके दिमाग में लोकेशन आ जाती है, you have to start creating buzz around it. Start giving free vouchers, start engaging with the local community, start engaging with the people in and around that area, so that people would know that you have arrived. दूसरा, try and use frugal marketing ideas. So for example, I'll tell you, we have opened one Ande Wala store. So we also have a brand called Ande Wala. Ande Wala is egg specialty restaurant, right? It's a different cafe altogether, fantastic menu, the kind of menu that nobody's ever seen. We were opening a store in Prayagraj, and उसी टाइम पे कुंभ का टाइम चल रहा था. So कुंभ was around the corner, and we were thinking of creating innovative ideas and how to launch our अंडे वाला there. So हमने क्या करा, हमने बग्गी हायर करी, घोड़ा गाड़ी. उस घोड़ा गाड़ी पे we had a huge balloon ऑफ अंडे वाला. तो उसके अंदर हमने आदमी को बिठाया और अंडे वाला का बलून बनाया, और हमने उसको पूरी बग्गी बना के, बग्गी में बिठा के उसको ऑलमोस्ट पूरे एरिया के अंदर 3-4 घंटा उसको घुमाया. पीपल स्टार्टेड क्लिकिंग पिक्चर्स विद दैट. अगले दिन के पेपर्स ने कवर करा, कई सारे सोशल मीडिया पे वायरल हुआ, एंड वी गॉट फैंटास्टिक वायरलिटी बिकॉज ऑफ दैट. So sometimes it is not just the investment, but right investment at the right time also matters the most. So marketing में हमेशा frugal mindset ही काम आता है, rather than stereotyping कि चलो पैम्फलेटिंग कर देंगे, चलो ये कर देंगे, वो कर देंगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हमने अभी एक फूड कोर्ट ओपन करा है इंदौर के अंदर, और उस फूड कोर्ट के अंदर इट इज सराउंडेड बाय corporate. So we have around 25,000 corporates in and around that area. और वहां पे जो चाय मिलती है टपरी पे 10 रुपए की और अच्छी दुकान पे 20 रुपए की. तो हमने एक आइडिया निकाला कि लेट अस क्रिएट chai card, and this chai card will be for 199 rupees, which will give you access to have 30 chais in a month. So 30 chais in a month for 199, which is around 7 rupees per cup, right? So 7 रुपए में हम चाय सर्व कर रहे हैं. तो हम लोग फूड कोर्ट के अंदर बिठा के हाइजीनिक तरीके से साफ सुथरी जगह में बिठा के हम लोग 7 रुपए में चाय पिलाने वाले हैं. But because of that, we'll be able to create a lot of buzz around the concept that we are creating. और जो भी व्यक्ति चाय पीने के लिए आएगा वो अकेला नहीं आएगा. Probably he'll come in groups. So 4 लोग 5 लोग साथ में आएंगे. तो एक व्यक्ति की चाय 7 रुपए की होगी, लेकिन बाकी 4 लोगों की चाय दे वुड बी पेइंग अस मनी. और 5 लोग आएंगे तो सिर्फ चाय पी के नहीं जाएंगे. सो दे वुड इवेंचुअली बाय सम अदर प्रोडक्ट्स आल्सो. सो नाउ वन वाज, सो इसमें मैंने एक एग्जांपल के रूप में आई discussed the concept also, that is called internal marketing and external marketing. एक्सटर्नल मार्केटिंग का मतलब ये होता है कि जिसकी वजह से आपकी दुकान के अंदर कस्टमर्स आते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल मैकडॉनल्ड्स बोलता है 25 रुपए में बर्गर दूंगा, आलू टिक्की, मैक आलू टिक्की 25 रुपए का बर्गर है. सो दैट्स एक्सटर्नल मार्केटिंग. बट द मोमेंट यू एंटर्ड मैकडॉनल्ड्स, वो 25 वाला बर्गर का आपको बोर्ड दिखता ही नहीं है. आपको ऐसा लगता है प्रॉब्ली यार वो उन्होंने डिसकंटिन्यू कर दिया है या कुछ हटा दिया है. सो यू वुड ऑर्डर द बेसिक. तो वो बोलेंगे क्या है, तो you would eventually buy a Mac Maharaja. So then they would say, do you want to add fries to it and make it a meal? So आप obviously बोलेंगे yes. तो आप सोच रहे थे 2 लोग जाएंगे 50 में खा के आएंगे, तो इवेंचुअली आपका बिल बनता है 500 रुपए का या 400 रुपए का. So one was 25 रुपए दिखा के कस्टमर को अंदर लाना was external marketing, and internal branding make sure that your your average per order or average per bill keeps increasing. So आपका मार्केटिंग सेट हो गया है. नाउ आपकी टीम हायरिंग. So don't hire team which is of substandard mindset, because यहाँ पे mindset बहुत ज़्यादा important है. If at all there will be time, because it's a food business, so there will be time जहाँ पे festivities में there will be extra rush. The situations are not right all the time. You got to manage irritated customers also. There are multiple things going around. So basically, restaurant business has multiple moving parts. So maybe your delivery is not right, your food delivery didn't come on time, your stock didn't come on time. You had planned of, let's say you were planning to sell 100 portions today, but eventually you got to sell only 50 portions today. So what to do with the rest of the 50 portions? Or maybe आपने 50 का सोचा था and 100 people came along. So everything will eventually boil down to one thing: have proper team which can bring in their mindset, bring in their right kind of experience, so that you don't lose on all these opportunities. क्योंकि हम लोग जब भी बात करते हैं तो हम सैलरी पे नेगोशिएट करते हैं कि नहीं यार ये 18 की जगह पे 15 में आ गया है तो लेट अस हायर हिम. बट वो 3,000 रुपए की वजह से हमें शायद 15,000 का नुकसान हर महीने उठाना पड़ता है बिकॉज ऑफ मिसमैनेजमेंट ऑफ मल्टीपल थिंग्स. So you should definitely invest in the right team, right experienced team, and the right concepts, and that's how you should be running the show. I believe 0 to 1 की जर्नी ऐसी ही होती है, लेकिन जैसे मूवी के लिए बोला जाता है कि एंड दे लिव्ड हैप्पीली एवर आफ्टर, लेकिन रेस्टोरेंट इंडस्ट्री में शायद दिस इज द बिगिनिंग, राइट? सो सेटिंग अप द स्टोर इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप, लेकिन द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द स्टोरी starts after you set up the store. So उसके बाद SOPs will come in the play, your morning briefs will come into the play, your cash management, your inventory management, your people management, your customers management, and everything along that will come in the zone after that. But because हमें limited time है अभी, तो इसलिए मैंने 0 to 1 की journey cover करना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी समझा. Probably if at all you have any specific doubts, we can cover that. Hiteshi, I have covered from 0 to 1, I believe.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like I must say, right? I haven't heard anyone, but right from a concept to a location to branding and people, and the example you gave that you try to save like 3,000 rupees and which may cost you like 15,000. That's so important. And I think we also see at times we enter a restaurant and we don't like the person the way they talk, right? I mean,
Correct.
उसके बाद में भले ही खाना अच्छा हो लेकिन वो खाना का टेस्ट आज चेंज हो जाता है. Right? So
Yeah.
people is more important, the ambience is more important, how they I make you feel, right? is like super important than the food at times, right? So very interesting insights for me at least, and it'll help me when any aspiring entrepreneur actually talks to me. I would like to open it up. I'm sure there are a lot of people who want to start something, and if you have got any specific question, this is your opportunity. So feel free to unmute and ask. And Prashant is there available to help you. So who wants to go first? Any questions for Prashant from anyone?
Yeah, hi, Hitesh. This is Piyush here.
Yeah,
Uh,
Piyush, go ahead.
Thank you for a great insight, Prashant. Prashant, quick question. Like the franchisee model, right? Uh, how much requirement does it take, the time commitment does it take from the person who is taking the franchisee to operate one? Like, uh, reality, they say it is a side income, like all the it says that it can be a good passive income versus how much actual involvement it takes to take on that, because it is a full-time additional job, and people say okay, passive income ke liye franchisee khol lete hain. So want to hear more about that.
So when it comes to Piyush, fantastic questions. When it comes to about franchising, so I have been franchising in 4 countries now. Or so there are 3 types of franchisees which are there. So one is FOCO, COCO, and FOFO. So first is FOFO. FOFO is franchise owned, franchise operated. So it's not for the someone who's looking for a passive investment. FOFO is for someone who wants to get actively involved in the business. Now the second one is FOCO. FOCO is more of a so to say that now FOCO also has 2 different angles to it. Number one is company is managing the expenses also, and the second one is company is not managing the expenses and they're just playing on it. So FOCO is essentially, I'm audible, right?
Yeah, you are, but there is a disturbance. So if you may put the video off, right, if you don't mind. Yeah, so that it's better. Yeah, video, if you may put the video off. Yeah, great. I go ahead.
So FOCO is franchise owned, company operated. So franchise owned, company operated would mean franchise had invested all the money in the business and company is running the show for them. The classic example of that is Subway. So now Subway, what Subway does is they will charge you around 60, 70 lakh rupees one time, and all the management will be taken care by Subway's team. But eventually all the expenses need to be borne by franchise owner only. And the other side of FOCO is basically when company guarantees you.
Hi, Prashant, we lost you. Though you are not on mute, but we lost you. Are you able to hear him? Sorry, I'm not able to hear. Prashant, we are not able to hear.
तो स्केल करेंगे इंडिया के अंदर। जो आपका सवाल था कि कई लोग पैसिव इनकम के लिए करते हैं, so there are multiple models. So we also run and operate multiple models wherein we guarantee you fixed return on investment, wherein you are not required to run the show, and the store may not be in your own city also. So it can be anywhere in the country, and then too you are being guaranteed of the investment or the return on investment that you should be expecting.
Great. Any
So,
other
Prashant, this
questions?
was
Yeah.
thank you. This was really insightful, Prashant. And we would like to, like if you can drop your connects, your contact details about how do we the different franchising models which you provide. That will be
Oh,
that we
sure. So let's connect on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. I go by the name Zuper Prashant. ZUPER Zuper Prashant.
okay.
PRASHANT. Zuper Prashant. If you can connect me there, we can definitely get the ball rolling from there.
So it is
Sure.
ZUPERPRASHANT, right?
Yes, Zuper.
Super. I've just put it in the chat for everyone.
Super. Super के
Super.
ऊपर Zuper.
Super. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you for that. Any other questions? Next.
Hi, sir. Sanket this side. Am I
Yeah.
audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Prashant ji, with all your experience from Chatter Putter and the retail, side of that brand.
Mhm.
So I am interested in basically I am working on a premium dry fruit brand.
Oh, nice.
So could you throw some light on that? So online centric ज़्यादा करना है and FMCG part of it.
Okay. So D2C is one of the most difficult animal to catch, but highly profitable. And when it comes to online business, obviously more margins flowing in. बट D2C ब्रांड बनाना थोड़ा सा जो क्या बोलते हैं जो लाइफ साइकिल है या प्रोडक्ट साइकिल है वो थोड़ा सा बड़ा होता है इसके अंदर बिकॉज यू नीड टू क्रिएट दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ अवेयरनेस अमंग्स योर प्रोडक्ट and you have to create the story why you are different. For example, like you said, you want to go for a premium dry fruit range of products. So when I heard or when I see somebody doing dry fruits, so dry fruits eventually is a premium category in itself. Now when you say that premium dry fruits would eventually mean that probably the quality of the dry fruits would be better, or maybe the packaging has to be better, or maybe organic hoga, or तीन चार चीजें और होंगी. But this is product specification. You got to create a story which is not product specific or not product oriented, because eventually product will die down or somebody would eventually copy that thing. For example, if I say that मेरा काजू का वेट इतना होता है, इसमें ऑयल ज्यादा होता है, ये ऑर्गेनिक है और ये प्रीमियम है, so this is not something which cannot be replicated, right? So the day you
copy करते हैं.
anybody can copy that concept. But what if you tell the story that I am passionate about dry fruits and I want to change the dry fruit industry for all, and your entire communication talks about only you being passionate about dry fruits? Now your dry fruits will sell like hotcake.
So you are saying कि D2C में अगर personal branding या personal PR भी होता है, so that also helps to drive the brand and the story about it.
एप्पल के 4.5 मिलियन से 5 मिलियन फॉलोअर्स हैं, लेकिन टिम कुक के 13 मिलियन फॉलोअर्स हैं.
Okay.
So now it's D2C brand. When it comes to D2C brand, ब्रांड से ज्यादा अगर मैंने पेंटिंग कोई बनाई है जो बहुत अच्छी है, सबसे अच्छी पेंटिंग मैंने बनाई है, वो 10,000 रुपए की बेच सकता हूं मैं, लेकिन जैसे ही वहां पे पिकासो ऐड हो जाता है वही 1 करोड़ की हो सकती है. So when it comes to D2C, you got to be the brand.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Very interesting. Yeah, you have to be the brand for a D2C.
So आप एग्जांपल देखिए ना, देखिए बोट सुनते से अमन गुप्ता ध्यान में आता है.
हाँ, राइट.
भारत के सुनते से अश्नीर ग्रोवर ध्यान में आता है. पीयूष बंसल, लेंसकार्ट, ट्विटर, एलन मस्क के पहले ट्विटर का जो फाउंडर था उसका तो लोगों को उसको फॉलो भी नहीं किया.
Right.
Sir, I also have a counter question. All the names that we are taking ना, ये लोग already इतने huge और बड़े हैं कि वो उस स्तर पे आ गए कि वो famous हो गए. So when somebody starting a new, so for example, if I want to start, obviously I don't have that kind of an exposure, or I am not entitled to those positions where they are at. So when somebody is starting out, what are the ways where we can, get it up? Like आपने अच्छा बोला कि personal branding करो. So I think एक LinkedIn एक अच्छा मेरे लिए जरिया हो सकता है. What else from your experience do you think can work out?
No, so अभी कैसा हो गया है कि everything is about community, right? So for example, I'm speaking with Jito team today, right? So Jito is again a community. Why community is important? So community is group of people who are excited about a common goal or common vision. So now if at all you are interested, आपने Two Brothers Organic का नाम सुना है? Two Brothers Organic.
Yes, I follow them also. Very amazing.
तो वो जो फैमिली है, so they are relatives of ours. Now they don't tell कि हमारा घी अच्छा है, they don't tell कि हमारा ये अच्छा है, हमारा वो अच्छा है. What is the storyline?
It's all about two brothers who came leaving corporates and everything, and they are doing something for the betterment of India, better food, better quality, organic. That kind of.
Now you could decode this and maybe replicate with it and try and connect the dots with your story. This is as simple as that. So for example, you want to do dry fruits. So I don't know, Kaju ke liye, if at all you have to you go towards Konkan region or go towards Goa region, try and hunt down the best Kaju farms there, go there, probably try and educate people around काजू. So अभी पहले कैसा होता था, काजू ले लो, काजू ले लो, काजू ले लो, फिर आया हमारा काजू में 35% एक्स्ट्रा. Now it is more important that संकेत is selling काजू. So मैं जो संकेत बेचेगा मैं खरीदेगा. अब ये ऐसा हो गया है संकेत.
Correct. I'm understanding you. Yes, thank you.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Sir, I had a related question for the
Yeah,
same.
please.
So
Please.
for example, as Sanket said, ki dry fruits probably. For me, I'm Meshank. I'm from Pune, and I have a brand called Nature's Elements.
Okay.
Okay. Majorly working with seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, flax, chia, ये सारे चीजें, and
Nice.
also Ayurvedic powders like ashwagandha, shatabdi, and all of these.
Nice.
Right. So for me, now the brand is being pretty much set up, but I wanted to get into Horeca. So Horeca का market कैसे tap करना चाहिए? That is one point. And second is if there are already so ऐसा तो है नहीं कि pumpkin seeds is something new.
Correct.
Pumpkin seeds have been used in Horeca from a very long time. But now when I want to actually get into the market, how can I differentiate myself from the others in terms of say obviously quality and everything is one part, but यहाँ पे when I'm dealing with Horeca, packaging and everything doesn't matter. It is more about price and quality.
Correct.
So how do I differentiate among that?
Fantastic question. और इससे ना मुझे ऐसा जनरल एक पॉइंट ध्यान में आया है जो आपके जवाब के लिए भी करेक्ट रहेगा and basically will create a ground for a lot of us also. जनरली क्या हो रहा है कि हम लोग किसी सामने वाले की स्ट्रेंथ के ऊपर खेलने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, है ना. दिस इज नॉट रिलेटेड टू ओनली होरेका इंडस्ट्री. फॉर एग्जांपल काजू हुआ या फॉर एग्जांपल एनी मैटर. हम लोग ये कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि वी विल ट्राई एंड बीट somebody in their own game. But the smart entrepreneur is someone who would change the dynamics of the game. So for example, जब price point पे लेके झगड़ा हो रहा था, so Pani Puri is not something that I have created, right? So Pani Puri is there in the market since decades. Huge competition, every nook and corner, every gully that you go into, you would find a couple of Pani Puri walas selling Pani Puri. You don't require to be highly educated to be a Pani Puri wala. मतलब all जो भी tick mark होने चाहिए थे, वो टिक मार्क सारे अगेंस्ट में थे व्हेन स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द बिजनेस ऑफ अ पानी पूरी बिजनेस, राइट. तो अब इस केस में कैसा होगा कि लाइक संकेत सेड कि कंपटीशन है, लाइक यू सेड प्राइस पॉइंट है, लाइक कुछ और है, लाइक कुछ और है. सो व्हाई डोंट यू चेंज द गेम इटसेल्फ? नाउ व्हेन आई चेंज द गेम, आई डिडंट से दैट हम लोग सस्ता बेच रहे हैं. आई सेड वी हैव 112 फ्लेवर्स ऑफ पानी पूरी. तो लोगों ने सोचा अच्छा दिस इज द न्यू चैलेंज. नाउ इफ आई हैव टू बी इन द मार्केट, आई हैव टू क्रिएट फ्लेवर्स. तो जो फ्लेवर्स की पूरी जो जर्नी स्टार्ट हुई है पानीपुरी के अंदर, सो वी आर द फाउंटेन हेड ऑफ दैट. अगर पुणे में भी आज कहीं पानीपुरी फ्लेवर्स में बिक रही है, तो बिफोर अस देयर वाज नो वन हु वाज सेलिंग पानीपुरी. आज हम 13 14 साल 15 साल से फ्लेवर पानीपुरी ही कर रहे हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि वी हैव चेंज्ड द डायनामिक्स ऑफ द गेम. सो देयर इज अ स्टार्टअप जिसमें अभी रिसेंटली मैंने इन्वेस्ट करा. दे आर इनटू फूड पैकेजिंग. नाउ फूड पैकेजिंग इज अ वेरी क्राउडेड मार्केट. यहाँ पे रेट कैसा होता है पता है? होरेका, ये मैं आपसे कनेक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. होरेका बिजनेस ₹3.25, ₹3.20, ₹3.15, बिकॉज क्वांटिटीज ह्यूज है इसमें. सो किसी को 1 लाख पीस चाहिए, किसी को 1.5 लाख पीस चाहिए, किसी को 2 लाख पीस चाहिए, और ऐसे 10 डब्बे हैं, तो आपके पास एक बड़ा अमाउंट होता है टू चर्न अराउंड लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, राइट. और बेसिकली आर्म ट्विस्टिंग के लिए भी काफी सारा मीट होता है इसके अंदर. सो हमने गेम चेंज कर दिया. हमने ये बोला ही नहीं कि विल बीट यू ऑन प्राइसेस. हमने बोला विल गिव यू your style of products within 24 hours of ordering. अब गेम चेंज हो गया. अब गेम कैसे चेंज हो गया? आप मुझे आज शाम को 8 बजे ऑर्डर दो, कल शाम को 8 बजे तक यू विल गेट द पैकेजिंग डिलीवर्ड एट योर डोर स्टेप विथ योर ब्रांडिंग, विथ योर नेम ऑन टॉप ऑफ इट, और तमाम सारी चीजें. सो वी डिड लॉट ऑफ बैक एंड इंटीग्रेशन देयर. हमें वी हैड टू कनेक्ट लॉट ऑफ डॉट्स, वी हैव टू पे देम एक्स्ट्रा. अब प्राइस पॉइंट ही खत्म हो गया ना. जब जहां पे ₹3.25 में लोग झगड़ रहे हैं, मैंने बोला कि आप क्यों 1 लाख 5 लाख पीस बल्क क्वांटिटी बना के रखते हो? आपको मंथली यूसेज कितना है? वो ही सेड 20,000 पीस. फैंटास्टिक. सो यू पे मी ₹4 पर पीस, बट आई विल सेल यू ओनली 20,000 पीसेस. होरेका में दिक्कत ये होती है कि जैसे ही आप 11th आवर पे पहुंचते हैं ना, आपको उस टाइम पे याद आता है कि मुझे ऑर्डर करना है. और टू अवॉइड दैट पीपल वुड बाय इन बल्क. हमने क्या बोला? यू बाय इन स्मॉलर क्वांटिटीज, बट वी मेक श्योर दैट वी डिलीवर in 24 hours or less. अब क्या हुआ उस चक्कर में? The game has changed. Now people are not fighting कि 3 रुपए 25 पैसे versus 3 रुपए 15 पैसे. I'm saying I'll charge 4 rupees. अब आप सोचते हो कि 6 महीने का इन्वेस्टमेंट करके मैंने 1-1.5 लाख रुपए का एक डब्बा खरीदा, ऐसे मुझे 10 डब्बे खरीदने थे, मेरा 6 महीने के लिए 10 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट हो गया, वर्सेस नाउ 6 डब्बे खरीदना है, 20,000 का इन्वेस्टमेंट है, तो मेरा 1.25 लाख का इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ. तो अगर मान लीजिए मुझे 5,000 या 7,000 या 10,000 एक्स्ट्रा भी देना पड़ रहा है, then too I'll go with that guy only. So now we have changed the game. For example, सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग अभी परसों नरसों का कोई किस्सा था. उत्तर प्रदेश के डिप्टी सीएम को किसी ने बोला कि ही इज अ सर्वेंट.
अच्छा.
तो चुनावी कोई मुद्दा चल रहा था, उसको बोला कि आप सर्वेंट हो. अब rather than being aggressive about it, उसने क्या करा, उसने वो गया ट्विटर के ऊपर और उसने बोला, अपना ट्विटर का हैंडल चेंज कर दिया, एंड ही इज कॉलिंग हिमसेल्फ अ सर्वेंट नाउ. Why? Because आप लोग सब राजा हो, हम तो सेवक हैं. So now he has changed the game. जनरली क्या होता था चुनाव के अंदर, आपने मुझे ए बोला, आई गिव यू अ रिप्लाई विद बी. अरे ये तो चाय वाला है, चाय वाला. अच्छा मैं चाय वाला हूँ, चलो चाय पे चर्चा करते हैं. अच्छा सेवक है, अच्छा तो मैं प्रधान सेवक हो गया. So we need to try and play on our strength rather than playing on somebody else's strength, and that's where you would win. You would not win on playing somebody else's game. आप बास्केटबॉल में अच्छे हो तो फुटबॉल खेल के बिकॉज उसका हेयर स्टाइल अच्छा है या उसको ज्यादा फैन फॉलो द गेम, create audience for your game.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Really insightful. And I know, I mean, I have some ideas in mind, so definitely we'll get in touch with you अगर कुछ problem आता है तो.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आप करो, स्टार्ट करो. आई वुड बी मोर देन हैप्पी टू सी यू फ्लरिशिंग. सो मैं अपने आप को बोलता हूँ, आई एम योर प्राइम चीयर लीडर.
Okay.
So I'm on the mission to create 1 lakh startups. So उसके लिए मैं भी गली गली नुक्कड़ कॉलेज जाके आई एम कंडक्टिंग दिस काइंड ऑफ सेशन सो दैट पीपल वुड अंडरस्टैंड. लोगों ने बिजनेसेस को बहुत डिफिकल्ट बना दिया है. मेरा काम है और रितेश जी का काम है, हम लोग बिजनेस को सिंपल बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि दिस इज द सिंपल स्टेप, टेक दिस इज स्टेप 1, स्टेप 2, स्टेप 3 एंड यू आर गुड टू लॉन्च योर बिजनेस.
Perfect, sir.
Yeah, Shreya, maybe actually the last
Yes.
question, because I know you are
Yes.
new. Prashant, yeah. Yeah, Shreya,
Okay.
go ahead.
Board game cafe. So we wanted to, like, it's going to be a theme board. We're going to have board games of different type, like over
Nice.
50 plus games.
Mhm.
So I wanted to ask, 1 second. So I wanted to ask, it's better, like as a newcomer, it's better to keep a high for the kitchen, for the food. It's better to take on contract basis, or like outsource it with some other cafe, or should we keep it in our own kitchen? Should we work on that also?
ओके. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन द सेल्स, अभी कैसा होता है कि अगेन ये ऐसा हो जाएगा कि आई एम सेल्फ प्रमोटिंग माई सेल्फ, बट वी मैन्युफैक्चर क्लोज टू 500 odd food products. All the products are highly standardized, scalable, and as simple as 1, 2, 3. So for example, you want to make, let's say, let's take an example of a cafe, right? So you want to make mocha, cappuccino, americano, latte, whatever you want to do it, caramel coffee, whatever you want to do it, we have a powder for that. You just need to add hot milk to it and your product is ready. Obviously for americano you got to add water to it, but I mean the reason for telling this to you is basically that while setting up the store you got to also focus that your taste does not change as and when the customer is repeating. So आज मुझे टेस्ट अलग मिला है, 2 दिन बाद आपने किसी और से आउटसोर्स कर दिया या आपने खुद ने बना दिया, तो प्रोडक्ट का टेस्ट चेंज नहीं होना चाहिए. So when I say that we have created 112 flavors in pani puri, so we have 112 premixes of pani puri also readily available. So you got to add 1 liter water to it and product is ready. And water is also standardized because we use RO water. So now, no matter which part of the world you are, if my product is traveling to you, you just need to add water to it, your product is ready. You want to make butter paneer masala, you just need to add oil, water and milk, and my butter paneer masala is ready. You want to make imli ka chutney, you just need to add water and your imli ka chutney is ready. So on and so forth. So idea is basically to standardize your product offering from the day one itself before losing the the momentum of the product. आज टेस्ट अच्छा है, कल ठीक ठाक है, परसों मीडियोकर है, उसके बाद फिर अच्छा हो गया. Rather than putting the customer on that journey, you got to standardize the product on day one itself.
So, would it be high
Sorry, go
in
ahead.
terms of would it be high in terms of preservatives since you're procuring it from one place, you're outsourcing it from just one place, all the products?
No. So we are manufacturing all the products, and nothing does not have. We don't add any preservative in any of the products. So it is 100% natural, zero preservatives. We also have गन्ने का रस, नारियल पानी, नींबू पानी. आपको गन्ने का रस चाहिए तो you don't drink गन्ना also. You just add water to it and गन्ने का रस is ready. So now you cannot have गन्ने का रस 12 महीना, but you can definitely have. You cannot have गन्ना 12 महीना, but you can definitely have गन्ने का रस 12 महीना.
So, on an average, how long does an outlet take to return on investment? Like, we are thinking to have something in the Bangalore. So, you already have the outlets, and I was seeing your menu is also pretty vast. So, can it be customized as per the need if we want to reduce the
So
space
the
size?
menu maybe that you might have saw is one of the menus that one of the models we have for Chatapatar. But we have multiple other models also. So we have a very smaller menu also for a kiosk like 100 odd square feet, which can be set up in, let's say, around 8-9 lakh rupees. Then there's a bigger model which can be set up in 12-13 lakhs. And there's the highest model which is around 15-17 lakhs. So there are different models depending on the kind of menu that you would want to keep, the kind of size of the shop that you have, the kind of target audience, the average spending capacity of that particular area. Or keeping all these factors in mind, will have different pricing point.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
I think in interest of time, we'll take only one last question. Kailash, I think you want to ask, and then I suggest everyone reaches out to Prashant on his Instagram. You can do a DM. I think it is fine with you. I hope it is fine with you, Prashant.
Yeah.
And then you can ask him anything. So the last question from you, Kailash, now. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I'm Kailash from Coimbatore. So
Hi.
I had a question like we are from India, so we know about all the procedures and taxation rules from India. So I just wanted to know about the process when we're trying to set up a business or a restaurant or a cloud kitchen abroad. Like for example, you have in Australia and Nepal and every other place. So how easy it is or how difficult it is to set up there?
So again, Kailash, my simple point here is don't try and do everything yourself. So, for example, you're a good batsman. That's good. Keep playing on your strength, but find a good bowler, find a good wicket keeper, find a good coach, find a good, 12th man, find a good, somebody who's there to help you out and assist with you everything, right? आप जितना भी कर लोगे, it will be lesser than the kind of experience that somebody would eventually pitch in. So don't try and do it. Try and do it all for your with like. अब सब करने का कोशिश करोगे, you'll not be able to do anything.
No, but how do we like zero in the point of location and all that thing? So we need to find out a person who is already settled there.
Yeah, the partners will do it. So, for example, Australia, we have given a master franchise. In Canada, we have given a master franchise. In Nepal, we have given a master franchise. Then my team and their team sits closely and they discuss the kind of location that is coming in, the kind of SOPs that we need to figure out. Now, imagine we have opened 3 countries and none of my team member has to travel from Indore to any of these countries. Why? Because we have a very strong product, we have a very strong training mechanism, and we also have very strong SOPs which are replicable very easily. So since we have all these functions ready, so we can scale it. मैं तो कहता हूँ चंद्रयान 3 पहुंच गया है, मुझे खाली ये बता दो कि चांद पे पानी मिल गया है, मैं पानी पूरी बेचने वाला पहला इंसान बन जाऊंगा.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So sorry about that, Prashant. We took 7 minutes extra. I know you had to leave at.
No worries.
I'm sure we all learned a lot today about the ABCD first, right? What things are important, and a realization which I get is it is very different than we all thought. Especially what I thought. It is not about the product, the commodity. You said you standardize it. It's more the story which you sell right behind, which is what sells. So I really appreciate your time, and I'll take the liberty to share your Instagram with all these guys so that if they've got any query or any help they need, they will approach you. All right.
For sure. Please feel free to connect with me. I'll be more than happy to be of any help to you all. And maybe you can throw in some questions also, if at all you have, and would reply there itself.
Really appreciate your help.
And thank you so much, Hitesh, for having me here, and fantastic group of people that we have spoken to today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we are actually getting a lot of good comments right everywhere. So thank you for that, Prashant. Okay, thanks a lot,
Thank you,
everyone,
thank you.
and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.